Hey, what up everybody? It's Showtime, and as you can tell by the title of this video, this is about to be a very controversial subject that I'm about to touch on. And usually I stay away from race related, political related, or religion related topics because that is very controversial. But I feel as though I need to be more innovative and be more daring and be more brave to discuss certain issues or certain topics like this. So let's get right into it. So before I get down to the nitty gritty in this video and start talking about the controversial stuff, I want to say love and respect yourself. First and foremost, love and respect yourself so much to the point to where you radiate that to every person who comes in contact with you. They'll actually be able to feel the love and the respect that you are radiating, and so that you'll be able to treat them with the love and respect of how you treat yourself, because you can't give something that you don't have. That's almost like a hobo trying to give a millionaire $10 when he doesn't even have $1 in his pocket. It doesn't make any type of sense. So love and respect yourself. But don't only love and respect yourself and all who you come in contact with, and treat others how you want to be treated, but also don't go by physical appearances. I've seen a lot of people mess up very good friendships or potential friendships because they went by physical appearance. There's like, oh, they're a different color than me. Oh, they're ugly. That's why I'm not going to choose to be friends with them, not realizing that, hey, the way they think is so similar to y'all's. Y'all would click and connect so well, better than any other person in this classroom or in this school. But because of the physiognomy, they were like, nope, I'm not going to talk to them. But anyway, before I go off on a tangent and end up not talking about what I really came here to talk about, let me go ahead and start talking about what I came here to talk about. So reason number one why black men hate black women is because they feel like their masculinity is threatened. And me personally, I feel as though if you feel as though your masculinity is threatened or your safety is threatened, but more specifically your masculinity is threatened or femininity is threatened, you need to be assertive, assert yourself, grow a pair. You feel me? Don't let anybody treat you as a stepping stool and treat you like dirt. Assert yourself, live your truth, right? You have to do that, because if you don't live your truth and if you don't think for yourself, you're going to end up getting stepped upon by different people that you meet in life. You have to be assertive. You have to assert yourself in certain circumstances. But because the black man feels that his masculinity is threatened, he goes to another race of woman to try to find a more submissive type of woman, because he feels as though the black woman is so masculine and so authoritative to the point to where it questions his masculinity. And me personally, I honestly believe that you should not do that. Don't categorize a group of women or a group of people based upon one or two representatives or one or two people that you met in your life. Reason number two that I've heard, the reason as to why black men hate black women, is because they just simply don't find them attractive. They find them unattractive. And me personally, going back to the whole thing that I said at the beginning of this video of not going by physical appearance, if you find an individual unattractive based upon their physiognomy, then you need to evaluate yourself, because nobody grows up hating somebody or finding them unattractive. They have been programmed to think in that way, manner, shape, and form. If you find that, let's just say you find that dwarfs are very unattractive, or if you find that people who have a different skin tone or skin complexion than you, or people that talk a certain way are unattractive, you've grown up to believe that based upon the household that you live in or the environment or stuff that you've heard through the grapevine or stories that you heard other people saying concerning their experiences with that type of people or that creed of people, and now you're just going to run with it. So if you find anybody unattractive, I encourage you to please change the subconscious mental scripts that you have running throughout your brain, because if you find anybody unattractive physically, it is because of something that you have been taught throughout your time growing up. Reason number three that black men hate black women, and this is becoming a more predominant and more common characteristic and more common trait that I'm starting to hear, is because they hear the black women say that there are no more good black men. And from what I've seen and from the area that I grew up in, there really aren't really any good black men, period. Like if I go based upon where I grew up at and from the reality that I lived in that environment, I would think the exact same thing. But you just have to understand, like, you're living in a box if you truly believe that, because they're not only black people in the region of the country that you live in, but they're black people across the world. And I can guarantee you that the people that you grew up with they're not the same as the people, let's just say, in Europe, you know? They're just not the same. But the thing that gets me is that the black women who say these things be the black women who want to date the thugs, the people who sag their pants. They want to date the people who obviously look like they're not going to be anything in life, you know? They're dating those type of black people, but then they want to say there's no good black people when the black guy who is intelligent, who is in college, he comes and approaches you, and he approaches you very respectfully and calls you ma'am and treats you as a queen, but you don't want him because for some reason psychologically and subconsciously it's just not attractive to you. You want somebody to treat you like dirt. You want somebody to treat you like you're the scum of the earth. And that's the type of guys you're going to constantly keep attracting, whether it be black, white, Hispanic, whatever race. Those are the type of guys that you're going to attract to yourself, or those are the type of guys that you're attracted to. And the reason why women of all races attract certain guys to them is because they don't really know their self-worth. They believe or they think they know their self-worth, or they think they know what type of guy they like, when in actuality they don't know, because there is a conscious and there is a subconscious mind, and they both work together to bring to you certain circumstances, conditions, and experiences that you experience, and the people that come into your life. So those two parts of your brain are working together, or those two forms of mind, should I say, excuse me, are working together to bring to you the conditions, experiences, and people into your life. So you first and foremost have to know yourself entirely in order to understand why you are attracting certain people into your life. But the answer to all of this is really to just love and respect everybody who you come in contact with. Most importantly yourself, but everybody who you come in contact with, until they display to you that they deserve to be treated otherwise, you know? Like, that's how I operate. I love and respect everybody. When I meet you upon first interaction, I'm treating you as the king or queen that I feel in my mind that you should be treated as. But once you say certain things and do certain things that lead me to believe that you aren't a king or a queen, then that's when I just go ahead and fall back. I decide not to talk to you at all and cut off all forms of communication from you if you strike me as one of those people who are a fool. But anyway, I don't want this video to be super long. I'm just sharing some of my thoughts on this. If you have anything that you want me to discuss in the future, please leave it in the comment section below. Add me on Facebook and message me some of this stuff so we can have very interesting and intelligent conversations. And like I said before, it's Jay Showtime, your favorite rapper and favorite person. And if you ain't authentic, we ain't conversing. Till next time.
But check it, I said I'm greatness. How can you hate this? Not MGK, but I'm almost famous. Cause I'm coming with a flow that's rapping, you're under average, done so lagging, coupled with a bunch of bragging.